so we agreed that we are starting the Samaritan. Yes. So I read Act 1, scene 1. Yes. Did everybody read? Because I want to understand that. Yes. All right, so we begin from the first part. I want someone to tell us about what is happening. Where is the scene happening? And who are there? What is the end at the specific scene? And then maybe someone will tell us before the visitors come in, and another one can tell us the visitors who come in. So can we have someone telling us, after you read, did you establish where the event is happening, what is yet to happen, and which people are there? And be specific. Don't tell us it is in a school. That school has a name, and that school, if the event was happening, there is a specific place. And then we have those people who attended and what was to go on. So anyone? Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the event takes place at Sagrada Secondary School. I think when you are learning that in Form 2, that is what we call setting, right? Yes. The place setting. And for the play, and based on how you will have the exam, you really have to understand every place in that play. Because in an exam, they can pick a place and ask you, where did it happen? If you don't tell us that, you will fail. So you have told us the general setting. Can someone narrow down to a specific? Apart from Sagrada, what else did you add to let us know where the event was happening? Yes. Yeah, so it was taking place in the school hall. So when they ask you where the event was taking place, say at the Sagrada Secondary School hall. Now, what event is taking place and who are there? What is yet to happen and who are present? Active participation, please let all of us participate. Remember, I've told you this is something you're going to sit for Paper 2 all the time until you sit for KCSE. So all of us need to travel together in this. Yes. Yeah, so we had students and teachers of Sagrada in the hall. And again, the setting aspect, we have to understand it was at the end of the year, because if they ask you about setting, you have to give time and place. We need to understand when did it take place and where did it take place. So what event was going to happen in that hall? Because for students to assemble, there must be something. Yes. There was? There was an award which was supposed to be given to students. An award which was supposed to be given to certain students. Now that we read the entire scene, which students were these and what were they being rewarded for? Or what were they to be awarded for? Yes. The students were Alvita and Montano. They had introduced an app. Yeah, so, yeah, good. The students were Montano and Alvita. Yeah, Alvita, and they had found a new app. Maybe based on the fact that you read again the entire scene, what is the name of this app and what is the role of that app? Because when students do innovations, whether it is in science fair, whether it's in talent show or whatever, there must be an intention of whatever they are producing. Anyone? Yes? Yeah. 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 Yeah, so the Samaritan app was an app which would allow the citizens to share their views, to share their discoveries, and to share their discontent. You know, like in a school setting, you normally have somewhere where you can drop your complaints, right? If you think Madam Twenje should not teach you, you can drop their comment. You think the school should be closed today and not in 3 weeks, you can drop their comment. You think that the sweater should no longer be green, it should be purple, you can drop the other comments. Yes, that is what is ideally the importance of that. So what is that in the school that we have? The suggestion box. Now this was going to act like a suggestion box, but now online. It was supposed to be an app that is going to operate online to serve the needs of the entire municipality. So when we talk about municipality, it's like, let's say Kitale town or Mombasa town. So it's a town, and then we have people who settle around it. So we have schools, we have, forests and all that. So they were supposed to share whether it's about environmental problem, whether it is about some of the leaders who are not doing right, what about maybe how they are using money, how they are giving tenders. So that was ideally the innovation app. And after they share, we could have also groups coming up as lawyers to maybe go to court and defend the people. Then at the end of the day, people would also know what has happened. So that was the essence of that app that students had come up with. Now let's look at, you said students and teachers. Now we are not given the list of teachers, but at least we are given something about the leadership. Among the teachers, whom have we been given that was present? Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, so we have been given specific teachers because in every event it depends with what role you have there. Normally for me, if I don't have a role in a place, I don't see the essence of sitting there. Because what is my role? If my role is just to sit and clap and laugh and look around, I have other business to attend to. So I don't see any relevance because life is too short. Tomorrow I'll be dying. Will I be going to heaven or hell to say that all I could see is to sit and look and swallow airbags? No, I have other business to attend to. So in that event, the most relevant teacher was the innovation teacher, Madam Nicole, because she is the one who was guiding the two students, Alvita and Montano, in the coming up with that app that is known as the Samaritan. Deputy principal was also there because now is he or she? He. Hey, can you check? He. Kamona is? He. Some are still saying she. Narine is she, but Kamona is? He. Yes, so Kamona is the deputy principal, who is he. Then the principal is called? Narine. So she is called Narine. So of course the principal is very important in that event as the administrator, the deputy was important. So that's why the rest of them are A or B. Whether they are there or not, the event goes on. So we see that we are given those three. Now what does the Kamona do as the deputy? What is his role? What does he do before the event starts? What does he do? Yes. Yeah, so most times the deputy principal is supposed to welcome or even talk about how the event will go on if they understand. But in this situation, the deputy, Mr. Kamona, only talked by addressing the students to how they'll sit, right? Yes. And then after that, informed them of what will go on, and then welcomed the... What did he do? He welcomed the principal to go on so that he can dress the events. So you realize his part was also very minor. In fact, even if we look at the discussion on characters, we don't have anywhere where Kamona is asked in any exam. We have not seen yet. Now let's go to the principal. And before we talk about the principal, which guests come to this hall? Because before the event starts, we have talked about students, Kamona, Narine, and Nicole. And in fact, Narine was not in at the beginning, right? Yes. Yeah, she came in with the guests. So who are the guests? And you need to know their positions, by the way, because that will be tested most times. You can mention maybe 2 or 1.
Ramdai.
Who is?
Deputy Mayor of Marcus Municipality.
So we have Ramdai, who is the Deputy Mayor of Maracas Municipality. Who else? Yes.
Mosi.
Who is?
Mayor of Maracas.
Yeah, Mosi, who is the Mayor of the municipality. Yes. Basdeo, who is? The Chief Executive Officer of Maracas. Yes. Yeah, who is? Yeah, the Inspector General of the Police within Maracas Municipality. Is there another?
Yes.
Who? Yes? Mr. Harvester, who is who? The Chief? The Chief Executive Officer in Maracas. Are they all? What else are they carrying? Are they just coming in without anything, or do they have something they are carrying? Yes.
They also with the local school board.
They?
Members of the local school.
Oh, we have also the members of the school board. But I'm talking about these people who we have mentioned: Basdeo, Ramdai, Mosi, Mahavesta, and Bembe. Are we given anything they are carrying, or how they are dressed, for example? Yes.
The mayor has 3 mobile phones.
Yeah.
A hat and a walking stick.
Now, what does it tell us about a mayor? If you see someone walking in, you are in the hall, in the dining hall, and he's the governor. He's carrying 3 phones. He has a stick and he has a hat. What can you think about him? Yes. Yes? Yes? Oh, he's showing off. Because you need 1 phone. At least 1 phone will understand you. It's okay. But 3 phones. That one shows us you are extravagant, right? Yeah. Anything else you think about that? Yes.
His age is advanced.
So he's older. If you check at the part of the book when we are starting, possibly they gave you the ages, something about them. Anything else? Yes. Yeah. So he smokes. Anything else? About somebody, maybe Bembe. Have they given us anything about Bembe or Basdeo or Harvester? Yes? Then remember, journalists always come where the leaders are, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so when they see the vehicles moving in, they'll find out what is going on because they want to know. Now, remember they were not just awarding, they were supposed to launch. There is what we call launching. Even when you publish books or you are singing songs, there is a day you can decide to do a public launching, right?
Yes.
Then you have visitors, you invite people and all that, then you conduct your thing. So it was a launching process, and the only person who was supposed to allow the launching to be official was the mayor, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's why he has come there. The same way we see people coming here for CDF. CDF is not the MP's money, by the way. That thing, I really, I'm irritated when I see leaders coming to schools to waste maybe 3 lessons just to call it a launching of CDF. Yes, that money, every month they deduct my salary. Every month there is tax that they deduct from my salary. But at the same time, they can afford to come and make parents who don't know what CDF is think that that is the minister's money. That money is our money. We are paying tax through, some of us through buying goods in the supermarket or the fuel when you are traveling. You are paying that through, when you buy. I was surprised, there is a day I bought what? And when I looked at the tax percent was very big. Like you find you are buying something worth 50,000, tax alone is around 5K. Yes, you look at the things you buy and then look at the receipt, that part where they write VAT. You realize that without VAT, the prices of goods are very low. But that VAT is very high. Even a vehicle, when you import from outside, it's very cheap. But when it reaches the part of VAT, you find yourself you are paying almost 300,000 just on VAT. So that money on CDF or whatever is not free money. So they waste time, they come and lounge and pretend that they have really helped a lot. If not for them, that money would not have come. So that is exactly what the mayor does there. He comes, the innovation had gone through, let's say, for example, the science fair that you finished, if there was a good innovation you did, then it has succeeded. Of course, they'll say the school should launch. But because those officials are political, they want to show off on that. They come and they brag around. They can say they will not launch or they will launch. So they come and sit in the dining hall. Now, how does Nareen decide that the event should be run? How does Nareen, as the principal, decide the event should be run? Because they are the ones to decide whether it will be run silently or what again will be done. From when the principal stood and spoke, what was her decision on the launching? Like, who was to be in charge and how was it to be done? Yes.
Principal Nadine welcomed Nicole, who was the innovation teacher. Where Nicole welcomed the two students, Montana and Alvin.
Yeah, so the principal respects the teacher who was in charge of innovation. Instead of taking the day, she submits to the teacher and says, at least I have welcomed now the teacher who was in charge to show us how they will begin the process of letting us know about the app. In a normal situation, they would have just stood and spoken about it. But the teacher Nicole stands and says that because Montano and Alvita did it, they also have a skit, right, to show what was happening. So the students are called upon to come and act out. Because you can show your innovation through acting out. You can show by talking about it. Like those of you over holiday who watched JP Muturi was launching a book. Maybe you saw how he did it. But other people will do it through a drama and all that. So Teacher Nicole decides that they'll do it through acting. Now, in the entire acting of Alvita and Montano, what does Montano, let's discuss Montano first, because he's the one who speaks first before Alvita speaks. And remember, Montano is it a girl or boy? Come on. So Montano is a boy, Alvita is a girl. So they are giving us that balanced atmosphere where innovation is not only done by boys or by girls alone. So throughout the drama, I want you to share, what does Montano believe will happen in the future? What does Montano believe will happen in the future before they come to tell us the role of the Samaritan in case it's given an opportunity? Yes. There'll be no source of income, and he is actually seeing Alvita doing what kind of job? He's a cobbler, mending shoes. So there's no jobs. People are hardly having a source of income, and therefore he's saying that Alvita should be lucky that at least she would afford to work as a cobbler. What a desperate life, because if the only job people can afford is that, it's such a very dismal situation. What else does he share? What else does he share that will happen in the future? Yes.
My grandma says that even though we have many graduates, but the only work that will be available is that which has no quality, like they get a little money and that's
So graduates will be many, but there will be no jobs for them. And if they dare get any, it will be low paying. Yes?
there will be poverty and hunger.
There will be a lot of poverty and hunger to a level that people will be eating what? Insects and crawling creatures and
Rodents and sea creatures.
and then there's a part whereby the people will be chewing up to what? Gunny bugs. When it is so extreme. So you can see that is hopelessness. It is a state of hopelessness. So when we are looking at themes, please, that part highlight hopelessness so that you are trying to see what will happen. And why would people eat gunny bugs and creatures that are funny? Why would people eat that? What will have happened to the food that is there? Yes.
Is not enough to support animals and plant growth.
Yeah, so there will be drought. The climate will change. Crops will not be sustainable anymore. Animals will not be sustainable too. So we are looking at climate change there. It can be a theme. You can treat it as a theme. You write it somewhere so that while we discuss themes, you'll be able to bring that out. Is that climate just occurring like that, or does Montano tell us it's caused by something? What causes it? What has caused it? Yes. That is an effect, not a cause. It will cause awful smell. It will also cause people to have diseases. And who will be having a drum of mucus running from him? From her, alvita. So that is environmental pollution. You can indicate it there as a theme. You will talk about it later. But what causes it? I thought in that skit they tried to show what caused that. Montano didn't share? Yes.
Diseases of malnutrition. Then crime was also too high. People were being slaughtered like
Though those are effects. When there is poverty, crime is very high, right?
yes.
Then people decide to murder each other easily. We also experience diseases when poverty is there because there will be malnourishment at the same time, other diseases that come around, even sanity. People cannot be sane. When you are poor, mental stability is a problem. So those are effects again. You can talk about poverty as a theme. You can talk about crime as a theme, you know. But I think in the text, I don't know whether it's just at that part whereby we are being told that it's because people decided to pollute the environment. People are throwing rubbish anyhow. And that is why we need the Samaritan app to be showing us who is doing. So people see who is doing and post it on the app. So we deal with those people. Maybe it was not, that is Alvita who shared later. Is there another problem Montano is trying to tell us might happen? Yes, which one?
They say that law enforcers and judges could always have those changes to their palms.
Yeah. When you grease the palms, what have you done? When you grease the palms, what is that in one word? Yes. Yeah? Sorry. Yes? Bribe. So bribery is a form of corruption. So you can write there corruption in brackets bribery. What else will happen? Yes. There will be shortage of water. So that is also an effect of pollution and the poor environment or climatic changes. Yeah, there'll be insecurity and injustice. Those are also themes we can talk about. Insecurity, injustice. And we will see the details later in the text, maybe how they'll happen to be. Any other? Yes.
Drop in life expectancy.
Yeah. Of course, when you are poor, you can't live for long. When crime is high, you can die anytime because somebody can mug you, somebody can rape you, somebody, so many things happen when there is crime. So the lifespan is reduced. If there is no food, can you live for long? No. You can't. If the water is not there, you will be dehydrated, right? So with those conditions, people cannot live long. And that's why we are saying there is that hopelessness, that disillusionment that Montano is trying to show us. Any other? Is there another we have not talked about so that we go to Alvita? Is there another thing that might happen according to Montano? Okay, so we can get to Alvita. So Montano has shared all that, and all through Alvita was just wondering. She was just asking questions and wondering. So throughout she asks questions, and Montano keeps asking. So we learned that she is what? If you keep asking questions, what kind of person are you? Negative. Huh? You keep asking questions, what kind of person are you in terms of character? Huh? Yes? Curious, you might be curious, but you're not asking. But when you are asking, yes. Yeah, inquisitive. That is a character trait. INQUISTIVE. Inquisitive. That is a character trait you will need to consider so that anytime you are referring to that part, you say, Alvita is inquisitive. She asks a lot of questions to Montano. Montano, on the other hand, is what? Because he thinks things will be so bleak. He is? Yes? He is what? Yes? Yeah? He is? Destination? Yeah? Yes? Optim. No, optimistic people are hopeful. But for him, is he really hopeful? He is pessimistic, or just use a simple word, hopeless. The mark for the pessimistic will not be given 2, and the other one for hopeless 1. No. If you can't spell pessimistic, just write hopeless. Yes, he's hopeless. And then you explain that he thinks that life will be so bad, so negative, there'll be diseases, there'll be crime. So according to him, things will not be good at all. Yeah. Now let's get to Alvita. When Montano has said all that, Alvita said we can now turn the events and this is how it will be. What does Alvita tell us will happen? Yes.
Alvita says that the people will be so creative, they design intelligent robots.
So there'll be robots. And what will be the role of robots? They'll replace the many workers. Instead of having 10 teachers, you have just one teacher. Teaching English, they teach you science, they teach you chemistry, they teach you, as long as they have been given that intelligence, they'll teach you 7 subjects. You just need one teacher. And that will save on a lot of labor. What else does Alvita suggest? Yes. Yeah? Yeah? So people will live for 700 years. You don't want to live 700 years. You don't want to. How many years do you want to live? Just 100. You don't want 700. 70 is enough. Forever. By the way, in the Bible, we are normally told those people used to live those years. Is it true? That's more. Okay. So, according to Alvita, people will live for 700 years, and that made Mosi very happy. He said that, why can't you go on with such innovations so that at least I'll live as a mayor forever? You know, he wanted that, by the way. He was so excited about those generating cells, creating the generation of cells that will enable him to live for so many years so that he can continue leading. Any other? Yes. Drugs will be made so that they regenerate cells and we will not grow old. Any other? Yes. So there will be that technology. When air pollution happens, it cleans the environment. By the way, of late, I'm seeing a lot of innovations in other countries, and I'm like, in Kenya, where are the innovators? Like you get to Japan recently, they developed a parrot IT parrot to sense the environment. Recently, there was another who developed an ear kind of, you know, there was an ear whatever, and that was supposed to be used for trapping what, say, insecurity, whatever. Recently, there was another, you know, so many innovations that I'm wondering, Kenya, our people, what are you doing? You're getting So until you get to Singapore, that's when you will innovate. Okay, let's wait. Yeah, so innovations will be so many that things will be easy. Any other change? Yes. There'll be self-driven vehicles. By the way, those vehicles are already there. Yeah. In China, Japan, which other country? Even Singapore itself. Not Singapore. You know, for us, we are in Singapore. But for Singapore, they are there. Yeah, you didn't see Singapore over the weekend. People were sinking in poverty in Nairobi and all over the place. Yeah. So that has happened, that I actually have AI vehicles, or rather artificial intelligence vehicles. You just press and go wherever you are going. It stops and you are light and it proceeds. But if you mess up with the IT, it will mess you up. I think you've watched some movies even on robots. If you mess up with them, they'll mess the world. So it depends on what you do with what they are instructed to do. What else does Alvita believe will happen? Yes.
She also says that did not mean that there were no jobs, but people are busy with other generations.
Yeah, so as far as there'll be IT working, people will still have jobs working so busy on other innovations.
She also says that the resources are there even today. All we need is to ensure that they are well used for right.
Yeah, it will be a time whereby resources will be used for the right purposes. They'll not be misused. And now Alvita comes out to explain how the app will work, right?
Yes.
And indicates that the app will allow people to randomly collect information and feed it in. And once it's fed in, people will read. And then if we have criminals, we will note who they are. If there is wrong way of algorithm or actually hiring things or things happening around, we will understand. Then with that, then the right things will be done. Now the mayor stands up to speak after the play is over. And of course he asks some questions to Alvita. How will we know these people are posting? How will we know them? And in case they post wrong information, what will we do? What does Alvita tell the mayor? Yes. Yeah? Yeah, the information is always with the people. If you want to know anything about a place, actually the people who are there will tell you. If you go today to any slum and ask them how they are living. It's not about the president going about saying, we are in Singapore, the world has changed, the stock has improved, the money has improved. Ask me, am I really feeling better than 2023? Don't tell me that money has improved. I think the economy is better. It is me to say whether it is improved. Am I now eating better than how I ate in 2023? Am I able to pay my rent and fees and enjoy without struggling? If that is not asked from the people, the leaders will say something else. But what are the people experiencing? So, according to Alvita, the people have information. They know what is happening around them, whether there is pollution, whether there is crime, whether the leaders are doing the right thing, whether they are looting. They are the ones to explain. And I think this is the challenge most leaders are getting currently, whether it's Museveni, whether it's the president of Tanzania, the president of Kenya, because now people are informed. People are informed and they see what happens on the ground and they begin to doubt. A leader has a very good vehicle in a very short time. They have a very big house. They are really having the most expensive kind of life, while citizens maybe are suffering. So they kind of see. And that is why currently we see a lot of posting online. A lot of people post information every day about leaders. A leader speaks today, everybody knows about it in after 5 minutes. Everybody can know about it. So I normally look at that app and think about, was it just WhatsApp? Like the current way the WhatsApp is doing. Like if you say something today in a meeting out there, in 5 minutes, everyone in the country will know about it, if they're interested to watch what happens. So it doesn't take a lot of time before they know. Now, what is the worry of the mayor from that discussion? Remember, I'm using 2 lessons. I gave Madam Kerote so that we can discuss the entire Act 1. What is the worry of the mayor from the questions he is raising? What is his worry? Yes. That people will write lies. Is it possible that people sometimes write lies on WhatsApp or whatever? And what is the solution to that? Because Alvita offers a solution. Yes. Yeah, there are conditions and terms of using the app. And if you post lies, then you are eligible to being taken to court. Now, for example, have we ever seen people who have been taken to court for lying or deforming characters on WhatsApp? Yeah, there are those who face that. There are those who experience that because they are taken. But most times, what do politicians opt to do in Kenya, for example, or Uganda or Tanzania? Yes. They abduct and destroy. Currently, there is he is a lawyer. He posted something about leaders and he has disappeared. I don't know where he will recur. But that is the commonest thing politicians think, because most times, do you think it's normally a lie? No. Because you cannot go follow somebody if it's a lie. People only get annoyed when it's the correct information. They say, how comes he's hunting me down? And we are going to see that in this book. Actually, this book is showing us a lot about the society and what goes on. Now, after he has said that, I think Alvita answered him correctly, told him that in case someone posts information, you have also the right to go to court and stop them. Did Mosi listen to that and have contentment? What was his concern again? Did he raise another concern or question? Which is? Which question did he raise? Yes? Hey, you are not looking at the book. Which question did he raise? Or his concern, what is his concern? Or what did he do? You know, we are just flowing with the story as we interpret. Yes?
He refused to
Yeah. So he said that that platform looks like it's going to witch hunt. It is going also to be used to do what? Misinform people and lie about the leaders. So he only looks at one part of that app and says, no, I'm not going to launch it. And remember, for it to be official, he was supposed to launch it. Do you think he did justice to the students? No. Okay. Now, he began to raise questions about the app and try to force Madam Nicole, because after he has said that, the meeting is called off, right? Yes. The students are told to go away from the dining hall so that the mayor can have a discussion with the teachers, right? Yes. So when he went to the office with the principal and the teacher, what did he tell them? Because he asked them to do something. And he started to give some lame excuses or statements. Anyone? Anyone who has an idea about that? Just be confident. We are reading as we interpret, and that's how we have to go. And I hope under Alvita you are highlighting those aspects, like you said, there is the theme of hope, right? Yes. You also showed that she is hopeful. And you also highlighted the fact that we have scientific innovations and what else, you know, those aspects. IT, that is the fact that technology was going to improve. Yes, you are sharing something.
The mayor told the principal that she never explained what kind of thing the innovation was and told her to stop.
So this is where now they begin saying, we didn't know what kind of thing. Now he's not calling the app a very good innovation. You remember in his speech he said, it is good that you as a school have come up with a very good innovation. Now in the same speech, now he comes out and said, you never told me what kind of thing. So he's calling that a thing, not an innovation anymore. So we realize that he's being selfish. So you'll write there something with selfishness and selfish. So the character trait of Mosi as selfish, because he's just concerned about his image or reputation. He doesn't care about the role the app will serve in the municipality. Yeah? Then we can also say there is pretense. If you don't remember to write the word hypocrisy, you use pretense. He was pretending, because you cannot say something is so good, then the next minute you are saying this one is a thing that cannot help. Yeah? So now that he says that he has understood what it is, what does he tell Nicole or the principal to do? What does he want them to do? Yes?
They should find a way to stop it.
By? He told them to write something at some point. I don't know whether it's the next page.
The Ministry of Education indicating that there are some fundamental errors in impact. They need to attend to.
Yeah. So he tells the principal and the teacher of ethics and innovation to write a letter to the Ministry of Education and tell them that the app is not supposed to be launched because it has fundamental errors that need to be corrected. Does the teacher accept? No. What does Nicole say? Yes.
He said that the assessment of the innovation was done by the senior officers at the Ministry of Education.
And they found that it was qualified. So we realize that Madam Nicole is what? Is a very firm? Yeah, she's a very firm principled teacher. She's not being intimidated that this is a mayor. She just disagrees with him because that is what she knows. If it was another person who was shrewd, she could just say, yeah. If the mayor said, who am I to argue? But she stands her foot and says, no. This innovation has been tested and there are no fundamental errors, so I can't do that. I'll only do what is right. What does the principal say? Yes.
The principal said that the president of the republic.
That's loud enough.
The president said that Ms. Larin said that the president of the republic is scheduled to officially launch the app at the national level.
Yeah. Then, so the principal says even if you don't launch it here, it has already been passed. So at the top, the president is going to launch it. Because this was just something in the school, but at the top national level, it was already being launched. So what next does Moses say as he leaves? Before he leaves, what does he say? Yes.
He insists that they write a letter and copy it to his office.
Now, when he says like that, what kind of person is he turning into? Telling them that you have to do it. You write a letter and I want to receive a copy on my desk. Yes. Dictatorial. Remember, we use adjectives, so you say dictatorial or authoritative. Authoritative or dictatorial. Is that a good leader?
No.
So he's a poor leader, so we talk about poor leadership as a theme. Poor leadership or poor governance or bad governance. Because he's using his office in the wrong way to dictate. Now, while he is speaking, there is one of his officers, you never even mentioned him during the time we were discussing, who tries to disagree with him. Who is this? Piro. What does Piro say? Any one person? Piro. What does Piro say? Yeah, people don't want to speak. I don't know why. Yes?
Tell Mr. Mayor that he doesn't see any sense in what he's
Yeah. So sometimes you are just working with people and you see it's so foolish, there is mediocre, there is nonsense in what the decision they are making. But they insist because maybe they're at the top. So Piro is a very minor officer and he sees a lot of nonsense in what the mayor is deciding. For the safety of the municipality, they require this app. From what all the officers have seen, that app can help the municipality. But here, because of selfish drive, he just looks at the man and wonders, what kind of leader is this? The app is going to help us a lot and even ease our work. Why is he rejecting it? Why does he want to force the teacher and the principal to agree to this nonsense? And he does not keep quiet with it. He tells him, I don't see the sense in what you are saying. And the mayor begins to say, are you arguing with me now? You see? So in the process, Piro keeps quiet, but of course at the end of the day, he understands that the decision of the mayor was not correct. So at the end of the day, there was also somebody who spoke. Basdeo, what did he suggest? What did Basdeo suggest? Yes.
He says that the app will be a people's platform and it will be far-reaching implications, whether the mayor knows it or not.
Yeah. So those, we are seeing that people around him don't actually kind of support him. So as we are ending, they are disagreeing. So let us quickly look through the entire act. What themes have you seen? The thematic concerns, apart from, maybe we can start with others before the ones I mentioned. Do you have any theme we have not mentioned and it's there? And you can tell us the page. Yes. Theme of?
Realistic.
Realistic is a character trait. If you established maybe like if Narine is realistic or Nicole, that is a character trait. So you can write there under Nicole. When Nicole is saying that this app will help, that is being realistic or practical. Any other theme you've seen? Yes.
Theme of technology.
Yeah, because of the app, right? We are talking of the app, that is the Samaritan app, and these students explain clearly how it will work. The fact that it will be like a pigeonhole, where people will be placing their information and it will be shared. We have also seen the fact that we have generation of cells. We have also seen the robots, right? All those are under technology. Any other thing? Yes. Suggest the illustration. Yeah, the fact that through education we have some aspects that are going to happen there. And even the fact that we are in the school hall and we are launching an app and students have made an innovation on it, also that is education. Any other? Yes. Theme of poverty, yeah, we see poverty and desperation. Poverty and desperation. The fact that people will be actually chewing gunny bags. The fact that people will be hopeless without jobs. The fact that there will be a lot of problems around the people. Any other? Yes.
Theme of leadership when there is to launch the innovation.
But you have to say what? What leadership? Yeah, poor leadership. Though we say poor. Poor is American. British is supposed to be poor. Yeah, poor. It's like a long O. Like you say, this is a what? Door. Not door. Okay, door. So, yeah. Theme of hope, yeah? We have theme of hope. Of course, when you read all through what Alvita is sharing, there is a lot of hope with the artificial intelligence, with robots, with the generation of cells, with people living 700 years, with the pollution being controlled, with the app allowing people to understand the logistics. That is all about hope. Yes. Yeah, corruption, the fact that lawyers will be greased hands before offering justice. Yes. Explain. Maybe that is intimidation. Treat it as intimidation, because if you come to me, you say, I'll sack you, I'll reduce your salary. That is only intimidation. Blackmail comes because, the difference between intimidation and blackmail is this. Blackmail, she has seen you stealing somebody's book. Now, she wants you, maybe you have seen her stealing somebody's book and you just keep quiet, but you record a video or something. Then, later on, she wants, maybe you want from her something, maybe money or whatever. Then you tell her, if you don't give me, do you see this? I'm going to expose it. That is now where blackmail comes. So that one is intimidation. When you just begin threatening and making someone do something without wanting, you can treat it as intimidation. Yes? Why?
When Montana said that the people had noticed that the things like this.
Yeah, the fact that there is the weather, the climatic change, that is change. And maybe at some point you can specify, if they pick that part, you say climatic change. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, environmental degradation. Of course, the fact that we have pollution, people are now suffering from diseases, the drum of mucus and all that. They are talking about crops can no longer thrive. Animals are also not surviving. Yeah, technology. Though we mentioned, did you hear all the illustrations, or you have an additional one?
An additional. Where drugs had been developed for regulating body cells in such a way that
Development of those drugs in a manner that now they are going to assist people to have regeneration of cells in their bodies. Yeah, unemployment, where people lack jobs and the only jobs they get a low-paying or cobbler position for Alvita. Now, stylistic devices, we have ever dealt with them with you. Did you see any style on the first page? Remember, we are dealing with chapter by chapter. That is why we have to exhaustively talk about everything before we move on. Did you see any style on page 1? Which one? Any style on page 1, whether it's a simile, metaphor, vivid description, personification. Yes? Page 2. You see what? Vivid description. Yeah, that part of how Basdeo looks like, how the mayor, what they are carrying, all that is vivid description. Any other? Yes. Yeah. Page 1 on top. The hall and how students are set, Kamona and all that, it's very clearly described. Any other? Any other style? Page 2 or 3, you can move on, yes? Page 3, again, we see the vivid description of the podium while students want to act. Yes. Page 6. Which one is this, Share? Though that part, nose is running. At first, people thought that was a personification, but I disagree. Why? The running nose is a phrasal verb to show that you are having, Yeah, so I don't think that's personification. It shouldn't be treated as such. Maybe we can get another if it's there. Yes. Page 6, yes. Let me see which one is it. As though? Where is this? Specific. Yeah. Oh, the fact that fluids were running as if there was a drum of fluids, yeah, that is exaggeration indeed. Exaggeration, or sometimes known as hyperbole. Yes.
Page 5.
Page 5.
Yes.
Yeah, it sounds so, though there is another style I may not bring out now. I'll try to research on it. Yes? Page 7. Simile. Yeah, people being slaughtered like chicken. Any other? Yes, proverb. Page 7.
When a business says lack of knowledge is
Yeah. Any other? Any other style? Any other? Yes. Yes. Page 8. Yeah, it kind of gives that exaggeration. Any other? Yes.
humor. Page 5.
Page 5.
When my son said that one time I traveled into the past until I was back in my mother's home.
Yeah, there's some sort of laughter there. Yes. Yes. Page? Yeah, page 5. Yes. Page 14. 10. This one. Just repeat the example.
When Moses said, page 14, my name is Boswatu, which means walker.
That one we don't consider it as, although the part of smoke that thunders when human being is hyper is another style, again, allegory. Where you relate your name to a certain meaning is allegory. Yes. A-double-L-O. A-double-L-E-G-O-R-Y. Allegory. Yes.
And Lisa told the mistress, "You look so beautiful and beautiful. You look so young and beautiful at a moment and
Oh, by that time. But do you think that was exaggeration? If generation is being done, by then do you realize people are, that interpretation, of course, it was an imagination of what would happen. So I don't think it was exaggeration. Because if they would have generation of cells, maybe that would happen. Anything else? I thought there were more. You've not seen any onomatopoeia anywhere? Yes. Page 14. Oh, a simile. Yeah. Any other? Yes. Page 4.
When Avita said, "How do you know my future is extremely bleak?"
But remember, he responded. So is that rhetorical? No. Rhetorical question nobody answers. So you must look for a question which was not answered. Like me, a cobbler, when Alvita asks that first part, we didn't see Montano saying yes or no to that question. But the second part is answered. So you must look for a question which is not answered to be a rhetorical one. Yes. Mm-hmm.
When Alvita said that one, they decided to do a bit of
I find it difficult to agree because is doing part, do we only relate doing to a human being?
No.
No. So that one I find it difficult to agree. Yes.
like teaching will say.
Okay. It's okay. And you? You had another? You had a different one? Page 19.
There's personification when Isaiah said that it will be a delicious new dawn in our eyes this day.
So you are saying that one is?
There's personification when Isaiah said that it will be a delicious new dawn in our island.
Why do you think there is personification there? Because personification is giving human qualities to something that is not human. A new dawn is a new day. Yeah? But they are talking about porcupines. Are porcupines not eaten by some people? Yes, they are. Yeah. Phrasal verb, though we don't consider that as a stylistic device. We use idiomatic expressions, but not phrasal verbs as styles. But idiophone, if you find it, or onomatopoeia, it's okay. Yes? Where? Page 16. Simile. No problem. Let's go. Yes? So which one? Yeah, it's spread like a white bushfire. And there's a rhetorical question just after it. You've seen it? Yes. Yeah, because nobody answers that. Then at the same point, there is a statement when Ramdaya says, that might spread a rumor on that platform and you might swallow another toothpick. Yes, you will. What style is that? We have hyperbole and we have sarcasm. Sarcasm. Yeah, I can see your skirt is very tall. Na umevaa kitu hivi. Yeah, your skirt is very tall. It's even making you comfortable. So sarcasm. Yes. Where? Page 8. Rhetorical question. Where is it? Who says it, Alvita? Or oh, Alvita. You know what it is. Then what is this special? Then what is so special about developing an artificial police officer or judge? Yeah, that one is not responded to, so it's a rhetorical question. Sitting on the side of the fence on page 9, that's an idiomatic expression. Huh? We better sit on one side of the fence. Page 9, somewhere Montano says it below. Yes. Simile page.
Page 7.
Page 7.
People being slaughtered like chicken.
Yeah, though somebody shared it earlier. Now let's get to character traits. From the first page, we may not talk about Kamona because never have I seen them talked about. But when we begin from page 3, do you find any character trait of Nareen, for example? Nareen? Nareen? I think that is the part she shows respectful because she allows Madam Nicole to take over the app. So she is respectful because she decides to let Madam Nicole, who is aware of the app, to take charge. Then remember we have said Mosi is extravagant, carrying 3 phones in his hands. He can carry it in his pockets. Why does he have to carry it in his hands? This part here, when they are describing them, yeah. Then I think we can see at some point that first Nicole is humble, the way she addresses them. Regardless of having made that innovation, she does not really brag or whatever. Then I think we have forgot the theme of fear. At some point, Montano tells us that she fears about the future and what will happen, and all that he shares is actually very disrupting. So there's also a theme of fear there. But we cannot say he's fearful. We were told never to use that character as a character trait because even if a snake falls here, however confident or courageous you are, you'll run. So there's nothing like being fearful. Everybody has some fear. So that is not a character trait. Deceit is same as pretense, hypocrisy, sycophancy, so it is stroked. You can stroke. Huh? Yeah, so you can check on page 16, there is that part of pretense, stroke deceit, stroke hypocrisy, stroke, what have I said? Sycophancy. If you believe that people will talk about you, then something bad happens to you, what character trait do you have? From the top, we are seeing that Moses said, don't you see it? It might turn out to be a platform for misinformation, lies, and witch hunt. You see, last year someone spread a rumor that I had died. He just sent a text message in some social media, and it spread like a wild bushfire. And you know what? I almost actually died. During that time, I accidentally swallowed a whole toothpick. So if he trusts that if people talk about something about him, then it will happen. What kind of person is he? Yeah? Yes? These people who believe if you wake up in the morning, then you are walking, then you see a black cat, the journey will not be good. If someone skips on your leg, I don't know what will happen. So what kind of character is he? Superstitious. 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 Super, then stitious. Superstitious. No, that part of last is Tious, not C. Superstitious. Hata nyinyi mko superstitious, mlisema ati kuna Kong Kong, sijui kuna vitu gani. Then he is also skeptical or doubtful. No, not doubtful, suspicious. You see the way he suspects that the app will actually give bad information about the leaders. We call that being skeptical or suspicious. Skeptical, we write with SKEPICAL, skeptical. Skeptical, yeah. Or suspicious. We said here is being dictatorial and authoritative. I think that one we talked about it. Then we said Narine is firm or principled. She's also bold and courageous. And also determined, right? Yeah, she's determined that the app must go on, regardless of what the leaders think. Mosi is hateful. I think it's highlighted page 18. Huh? Fish. Now there is an onomatopoeia there, page 18. Reverberating. Reverberating, I think you've seen it. Huh? Page 18. That is onomatopoeia as a style. And also we have a simile there. Her sharp footsteps can be heard reverberating in the corridor. Then 18, Mosi raises the voice louder and pointed at Nicole. What is that? Emotional. He's emotional. Anafanya kama Oscar Sudi. Na point hivi. Walking stick. Then we have ellipsis, page 18 as a style. Overrule the minister, then it's left with the 3 dots. We call it ellipsis as a style. Yeah, I think that's it. So we can have another act later. So did you just read Act 1, Scene 1 or any other? Okay. So create time to write notes, but for those who have guidebooks, you don't have to write, because what matters is you have that information and you can use it in an exam. So we'll see how to find time to look at Act 1, Scene 2. At least we have to go through the entire Act 1, then we leave it. The rest will be done in term 2. Then for this one, I want us to make sure we do at least the notes and what? I promised notes, and it was just the notes. The writings. Before the exam, we must have at least done transitive, intransitive verb, parenthesis, dash in grammar, reminder, colon, semicolon. We must do that before. Yeah, nice. Excuse.